Hey guys, today is Monday, November the 23rd. I just wanted to let everybody know that we kind of had a bit of a rough time over the past little bit. Our dog, one of our dogs, we have two, but our lab got really sick. He had acute pancreatitis, and so he was puking and pooping blood, and we just couldn't get anything under control. He was kind of wobbling around like he was going to collapse. And so that was definitely a scary situation that happened, and we brought him to our vet that we usually go to, and they actually turned us away, but we did manage to get him in at another vet. So he was hospitalized for 4 days, and he was on IV medications and stuff like that. And then when we brought him home, he was still on 6 different kinds of meds, and he was just super miserable. So he's doing great now. So he's almost finished all of his medications. The doctor was really pleased with how he responded to the IV meds. And as long as we maintain a low-fat, bland diet, we shouldn't have another kind of flare-up like this. Hopefully not anyway. So he's on the mend. But at the same time, so we're kind of buried under vet bills right now. And then I had some drama, I guess, with my camera. So I ended up having to go out and buy a new camera this weekend. So all in all, it was a little bit of a trying time. And so I just kind of wanted to update everybody on what was going on and why I wasn't uploading. So I'm just sitting down to my afternoon tea, but I did want to update you on my reading progress. So as you guys probably know, I participated in Crimeathon this month. I'll have my original video linked down below with all of the things that I had planned to do during Crimeathon. So that ran from November 8th to November 21st. But unfortunately, with my dog getting sick, I hadn't read anything since Remembrance Day, which was November the 11th. And funny enough, I had actually taken off the Thursday and Friday from work, and I was planning on having a long weekend. And then everything happened with our little emergency. So when I'm kind of really stressed out like that, I can't read. I couldn't concentrate on anything. So I pretty much didn't read for over a week. I only picked up my stuff again yesterday, which was Sunday. So I'm gonna give myself an extra week to get through my Crimeathon selections, and that will take us up to the end of November. So for what I've read so far, I did finish Baby Teeth. So this was a book by a female author that I wanted to include for Crimeathon. I can't find the dust jacket. I have no idea where it is, but I am going to do a full review on this book. It should already be up by the time this video goes live. And but I did want to tell you guys, this was one heck of a read. If you've been sitting on this book and like just not picking it up, I highly suggest that you just go ahead and pick up this book and read it. I think it's probably going to be one of my favorite reads for the year. It was just outstanding. So I will discuss that a little bit more when I do the actual review, but I really enjoyed this one. I also finished A Cosmology of Monsters, and I enjoyed that one as well. I think out of the two though, Baby Teeth was probably the more favorite out of those two reads. And then leading up to when Dozer got sick, I was working on The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. So I am almost finished this one, so I should be finishing this one tonight. I've got about 80 pages or so to go. I'm enjoying it so far. It kind of took a weird twist that I wasn't really expecting, so we'll see how that turns out, but overall I've been enjoying this one. So like I said, I should be able to finish this one tonight. And then I'm also reading Monday's Not Coming reading. I only got through the first couple of chapters before I laid it down for that week or so. So I'm going to be continuing with that one as well. And then after I'm done with the Broken Girls, so probably tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to be picking up Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. So again, this can fulfill the red on the cover prompt. So I'm excited to get into this one. This one is one of the only ones that I'm reading that is not fiction. So the other books that I had on my November TBR that I haven't gotten to yet is the Amityville Horror, and I have the first 4 books of the Creepover collection. And then I have Help for the Haunted by John Searles. So I don't know, like I said, if I'll get through all of those by the end of the month. Some of them might carry over to the first week of December, which is totally cool. And then the other 2 books that I was going to read for Crimeathon were American Predator, which was the group book, and Night Swim. So we'll see if I get to those. I'm kind of true crimed out a little bit, so I might just have those carry over to another month as well. We'll kind of see how it goes after I finish these couple. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. Like I said, it's in the middle of Monday afternoon right now. I have to get a little bit more work done. I've got some chamomile tea. I've been having a little bit of tummy trouble, so that should help. Usually when I get really stressed out, my stomach just completely is gone haywire. Yeah, so hopefully the chamomile tea will help, and then I gotta get some work done, and then I'm gonna make some dinner, and I'll check in with you guys once I get a little bit more of the Broken Girls read. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, last check-in before bed. So I've got about 15 or 20 pages left of the Broken Girls, and it turned out to be pretty good. So I enjoyed that. We'll see how it actually concludes, and I'll let you guys know tomorrow morning my thoughts. And after I'm done that, then I'm going to get back into Monday's Not Coming. So I'm hoping to make some good progress with that one before bed as well. But for now, I'm just gonna lie here and enjoy my salt lamp and get snuggly, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye. Hey guys, so it is now Wednesday at lunchtime, so it's been a couple of days since I've checked in. I didn't get a chance to film anything yesterday. It was a super busy day at work, and just with that, like I just wasn't in the right headspace to film. So it's been a few days, so I just wanted to give you an update on my reading. So first of all, I have finished The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, and if you are over on my Instagram, you'll know I already kind of did a little bit of a review on this book, but for those of you who are not, this was a good book. I had absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. So just a little bit of a synopsis. So this is a split timeline. So there's events that are happening in 1950 at a boarding school for girls, and one of the young girls goes missing. And then the other half of the book is taking place in the year 2014, and it follows a young reporter who, her sister had gotten murdered a few years before all of the events that had happened here. I believe she was murdered in 1994, and this was taking place in 2014. And her body had been dumped on the old grounds of this boarding school, which was all boarded up and it was vacant. So there's kind of like intertwining stories. Like I said, something happening in 1950 and then something happening in 2014. The 1950 timeline, I was really pleased with that. I personally love boarding school stories, and this was a little bit different than what I'm used to, because it's not like the happy-go-lucky kind of, oh, let's go to a boarding school and everyone's best friends, and it's not Hogwarts. So basically this is a boarding school for girls, but they are wayward girls. So it's girls that are mischievous, or they don't have the right morals or whatever, but in most cases what happened to these girls was actually not their fault. A lot of them were suffering from PTSD. Some of them had been abused or assaulted. So that portion of it really reminded me of the Magdalene sisters. I'm not sure if that's a book, but I did see the movie a long time ago. I believe it came out in like 2001 or 2002. And it was a really hard watch, and it was centered around these basically the same sort of things. It was schools that were run by priests and nuns who wayward girls would go there, and they weren't treated very well. So this boarding school, like I said, reminded me a lot of that, and it was really sad the way that they were treated. And I found that part of the story was really good, and you know, the characters that they followed, there was POV chapters for kind of each one of the girls that was in this friendship group. And so they each kind of told their side of the story. The characters were really, really well developed. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But then when it came down to what actually happened to the girl that was missing, it kind of fell flat for me. It was just really kind of coincidental, I guess. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that was a little bit too much of a coincidence. It's almost like the writer wasn't sure how to wrap everything up, and then, you know, this was a really convenient sort of coincidental way to have this, you know, situation happen where this girl went missing. I don't want to give too much of it away here, but other than how it actually ended up with how the girl went missing, the events that were happening in 1950, I think it was well done. Like I said, the characters were well developed. I enjoyed the story. I was captivated. So that's great. And then the events that happened in 2014 with this young reporter, I actually really enjoyed that part of the book a lot better, which is funny because that's not the part of the book that had with the boarding school and the haunting. There's actually a haunting element that's going on in this boarding school as well, with the ghost of this woman who is dressed in black and wears a black veil, and it's supposed that she's buried on the property. So the girls are all kind of obsessed with this haunting story on top of the other events that are happening. But like I was saying, in the events in 2014 with this young reporter, I thought it was really, really well done. Again, there was a lot of character development here. She was talking about the murder of her sister from 10 years before, so there's a true crime element to this. And how the story kind of escalated and how it wound up, I thought it was really, really, really well done. I enjoyed it. This is not, you know, one of my top reads of the year by any means, but I did give it a solid 3.5 stars. And that doesn't mean that I disliked a book. That means that I actually liked it. It was good. But there was just a few things, like I said, that kind of put me off a little bit. So how the girl ended up missing in 1950, that was a little bit of a put off. I was like, oh, that's kind of convenient. And the other thing that I found, the writer's writing was really good for the most part, but sometimes when she was describing things, like she used certain descriptors, and there were certain times when she would explain something and then go further into it that was unnecessary for the reader to understand. It's like, okay, I knew what you were talking about. You didn't have to like go any further into it. So as harsh as it sounds, it almost seems like those little kind of things was like an insult to the reader. Like, I knew what you were talking about. You don't have to like keep on with it. But those little things were very few and far between. But for me as a reader, and this is just me, like some other people are totally cool with it, but for me, it kind of takes me out of the story and it doesn't run as smoothly as I would like. So when those kind of things happen with an author's style, if it's not jiving with me, then it's difficult for me to get into the story. But like I said, that was few and far between. So overall, I enjoyed the Broken Girls. I'd recommend it. It's a pretty good book, and I gave it a solid 3.5 stars. So I finished that one on Monday night. Yeah, Monday night, and I moved on to Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. So I went from a fiction into a non-fiction, and I'm really, really enjoying this. I'm not very far into it. I didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of reading yesterday, but I'm about 60 or 70 pages in. And it's getting really, really good. So when it first started, it was kind of all over the place, but I think he was just setting the scene a little bit and then got into the meat and the bones of the story. So really enjoying Catch and Kill so far. I'm definitely going to have this done by the end of the week for sure. It's a real page turner. And it's one of those things that it really hits you hard, especially if you're kind of into true crime, especially like, you know, SVU kind of sexual assault sort of things. And of course, me as a woman, this is something that all women kind of think about and worry about and stuff like that. And the way that this was covered up, the Harvey Weinstein case was covered up in Hollywood, was just outstanding. And I mean, we all know how it went down, and Harvey Weinstein is now in jail for everything that he did. But I can't imagine being in Ronan Farrow's shoes when people were telling him all of this stuff and how it was covered up. And especially because he was the one that uncovered all of this, and with his own sort of family history, I can definitely see why he dove face and eyes into this sort of situation and tried to uncover it. And everybody like wasn't only trying to cover up what was happening in Hollywood, but they were trying to cover up the story because it had, you know, it happened with famous people. And it's really, really intriguing to me. So really enjoying Catch and Kill so far. So excited to wrap that one up this week. And then I'm also reading on ebook Monday's Not Coming. So I am enjoying Monday's Not Coming so far. I'm finding it though, I'm only about like maybe 100 pages or so into it. So there's a fair distance to go, but I'm just finding it to be really, really repetitive. In that, okay, yes, this girl is missing. Her best friend doesn't know why. She's trying to figure it out. But I want the story to kind of start picking up a little bit. So we'll see how that one goes. I've heard fantastic reviews about it, so I have high hopes for it still. I'm not bored with it whatsoever, but it's just seemingly to be a little bit repetitive here at the beginning. So that's it for now from me. I have to get some more work done. I'm shooting a video this afternoon that will also be going up this week. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, so I just wanted to hop on here quick again before I sign out for the day and share some book mail with you. So I got 2 packages recently, and the first one is from Abominable Book Club. So about a month ago, I guess, they announced that they were doing like grab bags. So they were like mystery bags. And it was including goodies that were from the first 2 years that they were in business. But I figured it was like £9.99, I think, which is like $17.50. So even if I did end up with a duplicate, like I would have just kept it and put it in a giveaway or whatever. So I went ahead and got one of the grab bags. So I just wanted to share with you what I got in it. So first up, I got a couple of bookmarks. So that's great because, you know, you can never have too many bookmarks. And I also got a pin. It's like a badge with the Accursed Library logo. And then I got one of the past magazines. So I got the Gasling. I haven't gotten any of the Gaslings, so I'm excited to read that. And then I got 2 books, which was great. So the first book that I got was Beast by Matt Wazalowski. So on the front here, it says an episode of 6 stories. A frozen girl, a haunted town, a deadly challenge, 6 stories. Which one is true? And then the other book that I got was The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher. And this was actually one that I had on my TBR, so I was really excited to get it. So this is about a girl named Mouse, and her dad asks her to go clean out her grandmother's house. Her grandmother had passed away, and she agreed to it, of course, but it turns out that her grandmother was a hoarder. And it says, Mouse stumbles across her step-grandfather's journal, which at first seems to be filled with nonsensical rants until Mouse encounters some of the terrifying things he described for herself. Alone in the woods with her dog, Mouse finds herself face to face with a series of impossible terrors because sometimes the things that go bump in the night are real and they are looking for you. And if she doesn't face them head on, she might not survive to tell the tale. So again, that was one of the ones that was on my TBR. So I mean, basically it's the cost of one book and you get a bunch of other things too. So I hope Abominable keeps doing these. So that was one thing that came, and the other package that I received today was my new e-reader. So this is the first time I've gotten a Kindle. I've had a Kobo up until now, but I did want to switch over and try out the Kindle. So this is the Paperwhite and it's the 32 gig. So I believe the one that I have now is like 4 gigs, so it holds quite a lot. And then of course you can get the Kindle Unlimited and the whole thing to go with that. So I'm excited to get this one. I want to play around with that on the weekend and probably just resell my old one. Hey guys, so it's been a couple of days since I've last checked in with you. I believe the last clip you saw was on Wednesday, and it is now Saturday. So Thursday and Friday were a little bit crazy for me with my regular job. This is our busy time of the year. So once I was finished doing all of my work for the day, I just was not in the mood to get on film. I was super cranky. So I did, however, get a lot of reading done. So for Catch and Kill, I'm about 230 pages in, I think, and it's about 420 pages. So almost 200 pages left to go. And I'm not gonna lie, it is a damn page turner. So if you think you know everything about the Harvey Weinstein case, read this book, because I promise that you probably don't even know the half of it. So really enjoying Catch and Kill. I've been trying to read it during breaks and work and over my lunch and all of that because I'm just so engrossed in it. So really enjoying Catch and Kill. And then for Monday's Not Coming, this book has picked up. So it started off really slow and I was kind of worried. I think I mentioned this before. I was kind of worried that it was just going to be the same thing over and over, that, you know, where's my friend kind of thing. But the story is really starting to develop and there's kind of indications of what's been going on with Monday that her best friend didn't even realize. So we're exploring, you know, the bonds of friendship here, and, you know, pretty much you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, even if you're really super close to someone. So really enjoying Monday's Not Coming. I'm about probably 2/3 of the way through, so I'll definitely, if not finish it tonight, I'll finish it tomorrow for sure. So that's it for now. I'm gonna go get a little bit of supper. It was super busy today because we were out running errands all day, and we are having a Chinook here in Calgary, so it's gotten really warm, and usually when we have Chinooks, I get sinus problems and a super massive headache. So I never had a headache before in my life before I moved to Calgary. So yeah, I've been dealing with that, but that's cool because it gives me more of a chance to relax and read. But for right now, I think I'm gonna go get some supper, and I wanted to do some baking, so I might make some brownies and then settle in for the night and read. So I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so I just wanted to hop on here quickly and wrap up this reading vlog. So it is now Monday, November the 30th, and typically I think I would like to finish these vlogs up on Sunday, but I read quite a bit yesterday. I finished up the 2 books that we were working on, and I wanted to give my full overall thoughts after I was completely finished them. So I used yesterday to finish everything up, and now we are at the last day of the month. Tomorrow is December 1st, which is unbelievable to me. 2020 was the year that wasn't, right? So anyway, first I wrapped up Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow, and this, there's no other words to say other than this was a 5-star read. It was absolutely spectacular. If you haven't read this book, I urge you to pick it up. It's it's so well written. It's a page turner, and I'm someone that really follows true crime, especially cases that have to do with high profile celebrities. And I thought I knew most of what there was to know about the Harvey Weinstein case, but this book I didn't even know the half of it. I think I said that at the beginning of this vlog as well. So like I said, 5 stars for Catch and Kill. If you're looking for a good nonfiction and you're into true crime, I urge you to pick up this book. It's absolutely fantastic. And I actually just learned, I'm a bit late to the game on this, I think, but I did just learn that there is a Catch and Kill podcast as well, which came out in 2019. So after finishing up this book, I'm definitely going to go check out the podcast as well. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. I absolutely destroyed this book this week, so enjoyed absolutely every page. And then the other book that we were working on was Monday's Not Coming, and I had spoke earlier in this vlog about how I wasn't too sure about it. It was kind of repetitive at the beginning, and I had kind of put it down for a little while. I wasn't sure if I was going to pick it back up. And the story really started to pick up around the middle. And I forget who I saw that did a video that said it starts out as middle grade, then it goes to YA, and then it's full out adult towards the end, which is absolutely exactly what it was like. And this book, I bawled my eyes out when I got towards the end of this book. It will rip the heart right out of your body. I knew it was going to be something bad, but it was so much more than I ever expected that it was going to be. Like I said, I cried for a long time, and I'm going to be thinking about this book for years to come, and I'm going to recommend everyone that is into true crime to pick this book up. It's absolutely phenomenal. So 5 stars. We had 2 5-star reads this week, which is just outstanding. And with Monday's Not Coming, just the story of friendship between these 2 girls. I mean, there was so much character development. There was so much development to the story after you get past that little section at the beginning. Like I said, that it was pretty slow. But it just takes off. And once I got to about the middle of the book, probably a little bit before the middle, I enjoyed every single minute that I was reading it. And like I said, the ending just destroyed me. And that will just vouch for the writing of this author and just how she put this story together. So again, Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. Please go pick up this book. Again, if you're sitting on this one, it was fabulous. So all in all, we had a really good reading month. I think I enjoyed everything that I read. So yeah, that's it for this week. Like I said, tomorrow is December 1st, so we will have a fresh TBR, and I'll see you guys in next week's vlog. So until then, stay spooky, guys. Bye.